Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you. Welcome to the Full 100 today. It is Wednesday, the 19th of August, and it's a very rainy day where I am in the UK. Hope the weather's better for you guys across the world. Today we have a very exciting show, a trickery expose of how the Trump machine works. My last video, when I brought you guys about the fake news that's starting now on a VP pick, Kamala Harris, for the Democrats. And you see how the fake news starts. Someone puts a tweet out that she's not eligible. Then Trump says, oh, that guy is a really good guy. And, oh, yeah, I'm not sure. Is she eligible or not? And they start putting doubts out there. And it starts. So, guys, we're going to deal with one of those types of issues today. So, without further ado, let's get to it. Right, this story, I brought you guys the father and son's Christian church crew that was selling bleach and poisonous chemicals, claiming it will cure the coronavirus under God's pretext, basically church pretext. And guys, these are the same people that tell you about vaccines. So the crux of today's show is this: you've got people who are telling you guys about vaccines and this and vaccines and that, evangelical people especially. But then those same evangelical people are pushing hydroxychloroquine, like that nurse that we all saw. Hydroxychloroquine kills everybody. Yeah, go for it. After Trump pushed it, my guess is that people had some money. Once hydroxychloroquine got mentioned, people in Trump circles, it put money into the company importing that into the US. And from that point on, even though then it got shut down as not a good treatment, from that point on, they were determined. Even Trump said, I've taken it, because they couldn't afford to lose money. They put the money into it. Now, this is an expose of a new treatment, so-called holistic treatment. And basically, it's another one that they're pushing. It's another snake oil, guys. So let me start with this salesman who thinks Trump is the best president anyone's ever seen, who was a crooked salesperson himself, barred from numerous states from selling his pillow, fake pillow that cures stuff that it didn't cure. And now he sits on the board of a company that says they've tested 1,000 people and this miracle cure works. So take a look at him ducking and diving the questions, and we'll come back to that. The video's in 4 parts, so here's part 1. Take a look.
I will say the FDA has been great. They are very close. We're very close to a vaccine, very close to a therapeutic. I've heard that name mentioned. We'll find out.
Lindell recently got a spot on the board of Phoenix Biotechnology as a director. He also has a financial stake in the company that is promoting this product. Phoenix Biotechnology makes oleandrin. Mike Lindell joins us now. Thanks so much for being with us, Mr. Lindell.
Thanks for having me on.
You don't have a medical background. You're not a scientist, yet you're claiming this substance, which has not been studied in any meaningful way, can cure COVID. And you have a financial stake in the company. You would profit from it if this is being sold widely. Morally, is that right?
Well, I was contacted on Easter Sunday after, that I've told the whole country to pray for the answer for this pandemic. And it's a great administration has had me, anything I hear out there about whether it be good sanitizers or cures or anything, to bring it back to the task force. So this guy called me on Easter Sunday and said he had an answer to the virus. And I reached out to my friend, Secretary Carson, who's on the task force, and he's a doctor, and he looked into it all, got everything from the company, and he said this is the real deal. It's been tested by over 1,000 people to be safe. Medical tests.
Wait a minute, sir. Wait a minute. Stop. There's no public peer-reviewed studies about this. There's no.
Yeah, there is.
There's no human trials that have been published anywhere.
Yeah, there's safety tests that was done in 2016 for over 1,000 people that it's safe to take. And if it's safe to take, that's when I started taking.
Where is this study? The only study or report out is a one report from the University of Texas That was a preprint study, and that was only involving cells in a test tube.
No, there's been human studies, absolutely human studies, and it's been tested
where,
for phase 1, phase 2.
Where are these human studies? Why aren't they publicly reviewed out there? Why aren't they been peer reviewed?
Well, the 1,000 people are out there. I don't know if you can't find it. I'm not a medical doctor. I just know that Ben Carson, who's on the task force, he brought it to the president, going,
well,
hey,
okay, but stop, sir. Ben Carson.
You see the guy squirming. Now, from that video, you see how Trump plays it. Trump's, oh, yeah, I've heard about that. Oh, yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah, you know, we don't know. We're looking into it. Then it turns out he was in the meeting, which you'll see in subsequent videos. Now, Trump is the same person that tried to push UV lights. He tried to push bleach. These guys will push anything to people. But they still got you guys believing that the vaccines are not the ones. So, vaccine or their fake remedies? Which is it? Guys, take a look at the part 2 now. He mentions Ben Carson. I told you guys about Ben Carson. He's the only black Secretary of State in Trump's government. He's the only black man in Trump's government, and he's in charge of housing, even though he's a surgeon. Now, this guy apparently Ben Carson brought this individual, this salesperson, to Trump. So take a look at the part 2 to this video, guys.
In the past, been paid to promote supplements and got in trouble for it back in 2015. So he has a track record on that. You are telling people that this cures COVID. You have no studies to prove it, and you're saying 1,000 people were tested.
I got my own study. When I seen the test of 1,000 people that it was safe, that's all I needed.
Sir, if you've seen this test, where is it?
I've been taking it since April, and I've had
over 100
of my friends and family. This thing works. It's the miracle of all time.
Sir, you said you've seen this test. Where is it?
The tests are out there. The 1,000 people, phase 1 and phase 2.
Where is the test? Show it to us.
I don't have the
name
test
where it's from. Who did the test? What university? What doctors?
Well, you'd have to talk to. I guess you'd have to have Dr. Carson and then the company. All the tests.
You said you saw the test. You read the test. So tell me about the test. Where was it done?
The test, it was done on over 1,000 people.
Where was it done? And what were the procedures for the test? You read this. Let's hear it.
The procedures are it was used against cancer. So they did when you do a safety test of phase 1 and phase 2, it's to see if there's
There's been no phase 1 and phase 2 on this drug, sir. There's been no phase 1 and phase 2 on this drug,
Yeah, absolutely there has. The FDA has had it since April. 100%. You're just misconstrued because the media is trying to take away this amazing cure that works for everybody.
Okay, so just for our viewers, you have no medical background. You're not a scientist. A guy called you in April, said he had this product. You are now on the board and going to make money from the sale of this product. The reason he reached out to you is because you have the ear of the president, so he gets a meeting with the president, and you stand to make money from this. How do you sleep at night?
Welcome back. You've never seen a salesman fail so woefully in lying, have you? I mean, these guys are lying through their teeth legally. Like, they've got the authority of the ruler of the flipping country. In encouraging them to go out there and just do your thing. Go out there, just sell this thing. With the backing of the government of the United States. This thing's only been tested in a test tube. Remember this. Wherever you drop corona, if you drop corona, a corona cell, the virus cell in a test tube, if you put bleach in it, it will kill it. It doesn't mean it's going to kill you. If I put, those surface sprays, surface cleaner sprays. If you drop a piece of corona cell in a test tube and spray that into that, it will kill it. So these guys claim to have tested this 1,000 times, and it works. So the president is behind it now. These are the same people telling you not to wear masks. Yeah, think. These are the same people that are criticizing vaccines, that are telling you not to take vaccines. I've got a poll at the end of this video to show you what the effect of their pushback on vaccine is causing in terms of polls, but yet they're capable of selling you UV lights, bleach, injecting bleach, and selling you snake oil. But don't take the vaccine that's been tested. No, that's not good for you. Take a look at the third part to this.
Me on the board last week because when this gets approved by the FDA, which it will, it's passed every safety test. They have all the studies done, which you don't have access to.
Supplements.
When this comes out, this company wanted me because I help people. That's my passion, and I can scale things to get it out to everybody to save our country, to save lives.
There's no evidence.
To save lives.
How are you different than a snake oil salesman? You have no medical background. There's no evidence of the substance. It hasn't been tested in animals or humans.
I think my platform stands by itself. I have a platform that God gave me of integrity and trust. I would not go all in on something
sir,
to help
let's talk
people
about
if it wasn't
integrity and trust.
true.
If it wasn't true, you wouldn't do it?
Absolutely, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do anything if it wasn't truthful. If I didn't do my due diligence, just like I did my due diligence when I met our president before he was president, the greatest president in the history of the United States. I did my due diligence. I didn't just risk my company.
Okay, let me ask you about due diligence, because you run a company called My Pillow. You ran ads that claimed your pillow could help with snoring and migraines and fibromyalgia. Prosecutors in 9 counties in California sued you, and you settled for $1 million and are not allowed to make scientific claims without any proof about your pillows. You were given your rating from the Better Business Bureau in Minnesota was lowered to an F for, among other things, misleading customers on a buy one get one offer. That's not a great track record for honesty, sir. You paid $1 million.
Guys, you notice how God, Jesus, always tends to come up in these people's pitch. When they're leading us astray, they call on God's name. And you can be fooled by that if you're a godly person, because once you hear in the Jesus name, it does something. They're not the first ones to do this, guys. This guy isn't the first guy to do this.
Right now, local and federal authorities pulling dozens of gallons of harmful chemicals from a home.
Investigators say 4 men were marketing them as a miracle cure for COVID-19. Our Julie Solomon live on the scene right now for us. Julie, what's the latest out there?
Several agencies are out here, including the Manatee County Sheriff's Office, as well as federal agents. This is the scene behind me. This is close as we can get. This is all taking place in a residential area in Bradenton on Garden Lane. Now, Action Air 1 flew over the scene. Federal agents arrested a father, Mark Grennan, and his 3 sons for allegedly selling toxic bleach, calling it a miracle mineral solution. Federal agents are investigating the Genesis II Church of Health and Healing in Bradenton. Now, federal agents say the family was manufacturing, promoting, and selling this so-called miracle solution to the public, saying it would prevent, cure, or treat serious diseases like COVID-19 and HIV. The fire chief tells me they found 22 gallons of this so-called finished miracle mineral solution. Neighbors expect...
And let me just show you one last clip of this guy. Take a quick look.
It is sad that the companies do stuff like that out there.
Faith, for you to lie like this is really extraordinary to me. The Better Business Bureau looked at your advertisements.
I'll stand by the truth. I'll stand by the truth, and that is the truth. This was all, every time I get attacked, it's because of political reasons.
Okay. Just so our viewers know, what you were doing is you were running 2-for-1 giveaway ads saying, 2 for 1, 2 for the price of 1. And you were doing that so often that it actually became the regular price. And when people actually looked, there were so many complaints. When people looked, wait a minute, the actual price, if you double the price, it's the same as your
your
2-for-1 offer. It wasn't a sale offer.
No,
and you were running it for so long, that became the regular price, and that's why you were downgraded to an F, because it was misleading.
No, here's what it was, Anderson.
This is a theme that you guys missed the trick on. In terms of, these are people that are prepared to sell you bleach, but will tell you not to take the vaccine because God doesn't want you to take it, because the government, the deep state, want to kill you, but yet they will sell you bleach and snake oil. So guys, over to my last video now. Take a look at what Americans think.
It's the pandemic that we're seeing so far in the country, and what you see
This is just unbelievable. The embarrassed number is so high. 68% of all Americans say the U.S.'s response to the coronavirus makes you feel embarrassed. Even 38% of Trump supporters feel that way, and the vast, clear majority, 95% of Biden supporters do. It's just overwhelming.
So leave this up for just a second, Harry, because I think this helps explain some of the programming that we've seen the last two nights of the Democratic convention. They don't go more than a minute or two without bringing up the pandemic, without talking about it. Jill Biden saying the quiet around here is stifling in her speech. It's a message that they are focused on.
Absolutely, and these numbers tell you exactly why they are focused on it. It is honestly, for the economy may be a strong point for Trump, but the coronavirus is one of his weakest, and it's a top important issue. That's why you're seeing Democrats go after Trump on
an interesting number, Harry, because we don't have a vaccine yet, but if we do, only a bare majority of Americans say they would take it?
Yeah, only a bare majority. In fact, it's going down. It was 66% in May. It's now down to 56%. And Trump supporters, a majority in May, a slight majority, 51%, they say they take it. Now it's just down to 38%. Even among Biden supporters, it's not it's a clear majority, but it's not all of them. About a quarter either say they're not sure or they won't necessarily take it. Only 74% say they will. But here's the nugget that I think is so interesting. I went all the way back to 1954 when there was talk about the polio vaccine, right? And would Americans take that? And what you saw was back then, among those who had heard about the potential vaccine, only 60% said yes. So when I see a number like that, 56%, I just kind of put into context and recognize that a pre-vaccine world asking about the potential for a vaccine, whether or not you take it, is not necessarily going to be the world in which we live in once, in fact, if we do get a vaccine.
People want to know it's safe and it works before they weigh in and say, yeah, I'm all.
Guys, hope you've enjoyed the show. Hope it's been informative. Guys, remember, it's about 9 days now, 8 days to the big march, the Million People March on the 30th of August, from Notting Hill to Hyde Park. And the route, just so you guys know, is Virgin at Westbourne Grove. So we're meeting at Westbourne Grove, onto Queensway, onto Bayswater Road, and then marching onto Hyde Park for the speeches. So guys, I look forward to seeing you all there on the 30th. In the meantime, look after yourselves. One more day to the weekend, a couple more days to the weekend, I beg your pardon, and have a fantastic weekend then. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye bye now.